Welcome to my channel.
A couple months ago, Anna Wallace and I decided that we were going to do a collaborative exhibition, and we put a proposal for the Arcade Arts in Nashville for their Art Between the Avenues. So this past week, we were sprinting to get our show completely finished and up on the walls in time for the downtown art crawl that coincided with the reception. To our relief, we made it in time. And it looked stunning. So I'm going to give you a rare look on what it looks like for two artists to put an entire show together from absolutely nothing to the opening night. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you a checklist of all the things that you would need to put up a successful art show completely on your own. Because let me tell you, it is a lot of work. Nice. Okay, here we are. Nice. So, you come in and we have two rooms. Here is the bigger one. And we got some lights too. And here's the second. This one's got the AC in it. Very cool. I'm going to give you a recap of everything that went in to make this show a success. First, if you're thinking about doing an art show without a gallery, or at least without a team to help install and curate for you, I highly recommend making this a collaborative show. It's just a lot of work. So one of the first things you're going to need is to know how big your space is. That way you can know how many pieces you need to fill up the room. So in total, we had about 20 pieces to fill up that small space of a gallery. But thankfully, we were able to see the space empty before we had to actually install it. I work as an art handler kind of on the side, and so I had the professional skills to install this entire collection if I wanted to. I did have Anna Wallace help me out with her installation, and she did a beautiful job curating as well, and that helped with my decision fatigue. It took us only about 3 hours collectively to put up these paintings. And really all I needed was a hammer, a measuring tape, the hook, the nail, and a level. And of course a pencil so you can mark your spots. Once all of the paintings were up, we needed to make sure that each painting had these little art tags. This would include your name, the title of the piece, what medium is used, size even, a QR code for payment or your website. Depending on how you're choosing to do your payment, we did a Venmo QR code. Obviously, when you're doing your own show, you can make your own rules. But if you want people to be excited and to be wowed by the professional nature of your presentation of your show, then I would highly recommend getting things professionally framed, or at least making things have D-rings with wire. The other things you're going to need in your show would be your artist statement. We had ours printed out and we put it straight up on the wall at the very front so everyone could see it and read it easily. And then we had these little postcards that you could get that had our QR codes to our website, kind of our social handles. They had our artist statement again, and then they had just like a little photo from the show so they could have something to remember it all by. If you have business cards, this is a really great way to also include that on your table. And that's another thing. Make sure you have a table or a surface to put things on. Have yourself a chair. I know these things can be really easy to forget when you're putting on an event. Table, chair, some water for yourself, something that makes yourself really comfortable, because you're going to be there for at least like 3 hours and talking to a lot of people. The other thing that you're going to need on your table is an email sign-up sheet. Make sure you have pens on your table as well. We had the fine touches of some flowers and even a candle, and that really helped make the space feel a little more welcoming for people to stay and linger and talk to us and put their information on the email sign-up sheet. Another great feature that we didn't have to necessarily do, but some of the other rooms did decide to add some wine, food, sparkling water, or beer. If you have some music that can be added to your room, this is a huge bonus and makes it less awkward for people to stand around and look silently at artwork. Thankfully, we had a DJ downstairs and it just kind of filled up the whole space with all the glass that's on the ceiling. So we didn't necessarily have to worry about music. And then there was already food and wine provided from just being in the space at the arcade. You also want to make sure, now hopefully this is a given when you pick out your art space, but that you have good lighting. All right, now that you have your room completely set up, now we need to talk about some marketing. These things are pretty simple. If you already have an email list, then use that list to tell everybody about your show. If you have some social media following, go ahead and do that too. You want to put this show everywhere online that you have an audience. If you have a local newspaper or magazine like we did, then go ahead and send your show to them as well. Now, to be successful with your email campaign and any of your social campaigns, you're going to need some pictures. So make sure that you put together a photo shoot of yourself, your art, put it all together, get some options, see what you like, and of course, make sure that that's going to be in good resolution before you send it over to people to share. Okay, I think that basically covers it for what it would look like to put on a show completely by yourself successfully. If you're partnering with a gallery to do a show, they usually cover their own marketing, the printouts, the food, the music, and even the install. You just have to show up, present your work, and basically party on and hope for a paycheck. But they are taking a percentage, so that's the flip, right? I hope you were able to learn a lot. I certainly did, and it was a good, getting back into the groove of putting on shows, and definitely helped to have a partner to do it with. Okay, this show is up for the rest of the month of July, so if you're in Nashville, come by the Arcade Arts. We'll definitely be there in the weekend from 1 to 6 p.m., and we would be excited to go through the gallery with you. All right, until next time.
Thank you for watching.